Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marshall Hall, Forces Command in the Army Reserve Headquarters Fort Bragg Joint Headquarters. We are pleased to have you and joining us today in a retirement ceremony in honor of Sergeant Major Denise Underwood. Our host is Colonel Luisa Santiago, Staff Judge Advocate, Army Reserve Headquarters, Fort Bragg. Given by Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Ike Iwama.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red blue, those bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please may you bow down for prayers. Heavenly Father, we come to you in gratitude for the many years of service given by our friend and colleague who is retiring. We thank you for the long-term contributions she has made in the execution of her daily tasks, in her loyalty to the United States Army, and her sharing of her experience and wisdom with others. We are appreciative of her hard work and dedication. She has adapted to many changes over the years and have made sacrifices of her personal time when the job demanded it. She has been a mentor and friend to her fellow soldiers and civilians and have worked faithfully despite her own personal obligations, joys, and challenges. We pray your continued blessings on her and her family during this next phase of her life. May your presence be with her as she chooses new paths and explore new horizons. May she be blessed with strong networks of friends and family to enjoy the journey that lies in her future. Keep them vigorous in body, mind, soul, and spirit. Open new doors of service that will satisfy her desire to give and that will make a lasting difference in our world. May she find many receptive hearts and minds for the wisdom she has to offer, and many recipients to receive her love and care. Today we leave her with this blessing from the book of Matthew. Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. And so we end our prayer thankful for what has been and grateful for what is yet to come. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, we would like to welcome Sergeant Major Underwood's family members for being here with us today. Her husband, Gerald Underwood Jr., their children, Cardell Edmond and his wife, Emily, their children, Jaden, James, and Carly, Gerald Underwood III and Allison, and Erica Underwood Cool and her husband, Tony, as well as extended special welcome to all friends and families in attendance, as well as virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, our host for today's ceremony, Colonel Luisa Santiago.
Morning, everyone. What a beautiful day it is. So first and foremost, I'd like to just thank God because He gave us these beautiful skies and the sunshine that came out today. I wanted to also thank Erica for that beautiful, beautiful rendition of our anthem and just your beautiful voice. Thank you for blessing us with such a wonderful opening. And also to Chaplain, thank you for that wonderful blessing. So this is unlike any other promotion retirement that I've ever done, a little bit contained. I know that we're broadcasting virtually, and certainly welcome everyone who's joined us this morning. And so I'm going by a podium, which feels like I'm trapped in a cat in a shower stall a little bit. So just bear with me in case I have to break loose of the podium and I start walking around. But it is truly just a wonderful day, and I just want to thank everyone for being here today and being with us virtually if you're out there. And just kind of following suit, today is really about a celebration. And Sergeant Major and I have talked about this probably quite a bit over the last year. That today we're celebrating, and we're celebrating life. We're celebrating the historical significance of this date, freedom and equality. But most importantly, today and in this moment, we're celebrating the amazing, almost 30-year career of Sergeant Major Denise Underwood. I would add, because I believe it to my core, that we have to also highlight that we celebrate her family, her husband Jerry, of 26 years, her wonderful children, and also her grandbabies, which she could be more proud of. So welcome to you. We celebrate all our special guests, friends, and teammates. We celebrate their friendships because without each and every one of you, this journey would not be possible. And as Sergeant Major knows, I always love coming together for these ceremonies. It's important because it's an opportunity to recognize all the people that have left an imprint in our lives along the way. Our Army family, our families, our teammates, all the people who have taught us lessons, helped us become better people and leaders, and traveled with us, lifted us, challenged us, you name it. But it's the people that have made our career all that much richer. So you've heard the expression, you won't remember what, the specific tasks or paper or project you were working on those late rainy nights in the field or in an office, but you will certainly remember the people that you stood with when you were doing that. And it can't be more true. I am certain Sergeant Major will speak about many of these wonderful people here shortly, but for a few minutes, I'd like to speak to you a little bit about Sergeant Major Denise Underwood and how she's left an imprint on the lives of so many in her glorious career. So I was trying to, as many of you know, and Sergeant Major knows, I often approach these ceremonies just speaking from the heart. So I was trying to do a little research in preparation, which probably makes Sergeant Major nervous. But I was trying to find, profound presidential quotes to describe Sergeant Major's incredible career, her achievements, her personality. I researched the list of some of our, incredible military leaders, even reached into my list of my get real, get raw Sergeant Major quotes out there. And I couldn't find the right words to kick this off. And I started doing this a couple months ago, as I knew I would be presiding over this incredible ceremony. And this past Sunday, at church, as I sat listening to service, God, as always, put the words and the theme in my heart, and it was perfect. And so at Sunday service, our pastor wanted to speak to all the things that are going on in the world. It was the second Sunday that we were gathering for service, we were, in our protocols with 6 feet of separation, masks, all the things that had to go into place, holding shifts. And what he focused on was the message in the book of John, which was the commandment that we love one another. And I immediately thought of Sergeant Major, and it just came to me. And I knew right then and there that that's what I needed to talk about. And how that message, to love one another, encapsulates this incredible soldier, leader, mother, friend, and leader. Sergeant Major Underwood has spent a career in service to our JAG Corps, a true and through paralegal professional. When you look at her long list of assignments, she has served, as many would say, from the ground up. So from the battalions to the legal support organizations, trial defense service at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where many would say that's where you really see it up close. She's worked it from the bottom up. She moved then to command assignments at the 81st Regional Support Command, which are now our readiness divisions, sustainment commands, and then here at the Army Reserve headquarters. I'm certainly not doing justice to her positions, her job descriptions, the responsibilities that she had with that quick description, but I wanted to spend time on what I offer is most important about her career, and that is the love, energy, and passion she put into taking care of her soldiers, leaders, and all that came in her sphere of influence. Her hard work was not centered on personal glory or praise. If you know Sergeant Major, her greatest delight is to celebrate the successes of people and the team quietly behind the scenes. She never seeks or sought praise or recognition, public recognition. I know she's probably dying right now, with all the attention. But she was and is quick to give it to others, and certainly fought for that recognition for those who deserved it. As my Sergeant Major for the past 3 years, I can personally attest that her love and concern for all our soldiers motivated her every day, ensuring soldiers were training, going to school, placing good assignments, and pushing them to excel so they could be promoted. And even when we had to employ some tough love, she never stopped caring. So that Sergeant Major doesn't think I'm going to go off the rails with the theme of love, I did a little bit more research on a few other great leaders, and I found some quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King, who always spoke so eloquently and compelling about equality, freedom, social justice, and courage. But he was most and best known for his powerful messages on the topic of love and love for each other. And so as I looked at his different messages, there were so many quotes that immediately reminded me of Sergeant Major Underwood and her career of service to our military and our nation. And I'll be brief because I know it's hot and I'm a ceiling fan. So, but there are 3 I want to share, and they're fitting for this occasion. The first is his quote of, "The time is always right to do what is right." And Sergeant Major Underwood was all about doing the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons for people. You could count on her to go the extra mile to make sure people, and that's our total workforce, were treated right. The mission was accomplished the right way, always. The other quote that I found that really just moved my heart and made me think of Sergeant Major is, "Every person must decide whether he will walk in the light of created altruism, which is selfless service to others, or in the darkness of destructive selfishness." Sergeant Major Underwood's career is filled, and I would almost say is themed, with acts of selfless service and an ethos of unselfishness. And even as she gave so much, often without recognition, she maintained a positive spirit in her walk, in her way. Her temperament and professionalism were appreciated and recognized in the military, and as she continued to advance in her career and in her rank, she never lost sight of the importance of that walk. There was goodness. Lastly, one more quote that reminded me of Sergeant Major Underwood. Her spirit, her work, and ethos, and so appropriate to our current times, is that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And in thinking of how Sergeant Major Underwood employed this quote every day, I would replace the words at times of darkness with ignorance and say ignorance cannot drive out ignorance. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Whatever the problem set, Sergeant Major and I tackled. And we saw problems and challenges, and we sadly tackled some serious ignorance. Her lens and focus was about taking on that problem with calmness, wisdom, and love and respect for one another. And so many times, more often than not, we prevailed. So I would be remiss without speaking about Jerry and the family. Because just as she gave selflessly to her Army family, I have watched her pour her love and her life to her family. You all are the foundation of her goodness, her source of strength and pride. Thank you for the many sacrifices you all have made to support Sergeant Major in this incredible career, in this wonderful journey, and we are so all very grateful. So in closing, I'm sorry, the tissue moment as I would call it, I could not have asked for a better battle buddy these last 3 years. And as I close in my career, words cannot express the depth of my appreciation for all you have done for our soldiers across the formation, on our team, and for this old soldier. Thank you for your committed service to our Corps and to our country, for inspiring, for motivating, for teaching, and most of all, for your unbounded love to so many. Sergeant Major, I know your feet are tired, and you are ready to set down that rock. Well done. Congratulations. We are now rounds complete. Relish the memories in the years to come of a career well served and a legacy of service and love you left along the way. Thank you.
Sergeant Major Denise Underwood, please come forward and join Colonel Santiago as we pay tribute to you. Please stand as we publish the order. Attention to order. The Legion of Merit is awarded to Sergeant Major Denise A. Underwood for exceptionally meritorious service while serving in the position of increased responsibility, culminating in a near 30-year career as the Command Paralegal NCO, Office of Staff Judge Advocate, Army Reserve Headquarters, Fort Bragg. Sergeant Major Underwood exhibited outstanding leadership, professionalism, initiative, and dedication, along with sincere concern for the welfare of soldiers, civilians, and families. Her dedication and selfless service contributed to the success of each unit in which they served. Upon retirement, Sergeant Major Underwood is recognized for distinguished performance of duty that represented exemplary achievement in the finest tradition of the United States Army from 31 July 2010 to 31 July 2020. Signed, Lieutenant General Charles D. Lucky, Commanding General, Army Reserve Headquarters, Fort Bragg. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, a certificate from the President of the United States has been presented to Sergeant Major Underwood. The certificate reads in part, you have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in history, with a devotion to duty and spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud tradition of the military service. Those who follow in your footsteps will be drawn inspiration from the commitment, dedication, and sacrifice you've made to ensure the protection of our American freedom. Along with the certificate from the President of the United States, Sergeant Major Underwood is also being presented with a certificate signed by General James C. McConville, United States Army Chief of Staff. Sergeant Major Underwood will now be presented with a framed collection of items. The Staff Judge Advocate General and Command Sergeant Major Martinez, the Regimental Command Sergeant Major of the Judge Advocate General Corps, presents her with letters of appreciation and regimental coins. From the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Griston, Sergeant Major Underwood is being presented with the Creed of Non-Commissioned Officer, which she's embodied during her service, and his coin for excellence in nearly 3 decades of service. From the Governor of Louisiana, Sergeant Major Underwood is presented with the official statement for retirement. It reads, in the name and by authority of the state of Louisiana, I, John Bell Edward, together with the citizens of the great state of Louisiana, do hereby give special recognition to Sergeant Major Denise A. Underwood in the acknowledgement of retiring after 29 years of dedicated service in the United States Army Reserve, Governor of Louisiana. As a special recognition of retirement, a Louisiana state flag is flying above Louisiana State Capitol at the moment in honor of Sergeant Major Underwood. Sergeant Major Underwood will now be presented a gift on behalf of the Office of the Staff Judge Advocate. The soldiers and civilians of the office truly appreciate your guidance, mentorship, leadership, and friendship displayed throughout your tenure as the command paralegal. Sergeant Major for the Army Reserve, we thank you for everything you did to ensure mission accomplishment and wish you all the best in your traditions and your transition and retirement. You will truly be missed and will always have a home in the hearts of the Office of the Staff Judge Advocate, the Judge Advocate General Corps, and the Army Reserve. At this time, the flag of the United States will be presented to Sergeant Major Underwood in honor of her retirement from active duty.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice, institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military powers in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshiped, I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, Steinwide Hills, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, in the Persian Gulf, and a score of other places long forgotten by all but those who were there with me. I was there. I led my soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. I followed them and watched over them. They loved me. I was in a small hill on Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. But my Marines and sailors cheered me, and I was proud. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I helped to set free. It does not hurt me. For I have been soiled, burned, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is by those who I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn in strips to be used as bandages from my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, my airmen, my sailors, my Marines, and when I lie at the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave. Stand by.
In appreciation for the dedication and support provided as the Army Reserve Headquarters Command Paralegal, Sergeant Major, this flag was flown on your behalf over Marshall Hall, the United States Force Command, Army Reserve Headquarters, Fort Bragg, on 10 June 2020. Colonel Santiago will now present Mr. Gerald Underwood with the spouse certification of appreciation for his dedication and support.